There's an island where more than 5,000 people once lived here, packed into a piece of land smaller than a city block. Schools, apartments, hospitals, entire families stacked inside concrete towers surrounded by open ocean. Then, almost everyone disappeared. Today, the buildings are still there, but the island feels like humanity left in the middle of a sentence.
Strange ground.
This is Hashima Island.
Far off the coast of Japan, there's a tiny island that looks more like a warship than a city. From a distance, the buildings almost blend together into one giant wall of concrete. This is Hashima Island, also called Gunkanjima, Battleship Island. Typhoons constantly slammed into it. Waves hit the seawalls day and night. And yet, thousands of people once lived here. Children went to school. Workers rode elevators underground. Neighbors packed rooftop gardens with plants. An entire civilization existed in the middle of the ocean. But why would anyone build a city here in the first place? At its peak, Hashima became one of the most densely populated places on Earth. Tiny apartments held entire families. Hallways were narrow. Buildings stood almost on top of each other. Privacy barely existed. But the island had everything people needed. Shops, bathhouses, a hospital, schools, even a movie theater. For many residents, life there felt modern, efficient, futuristic, like Japan was building the future ahead of the rest of the world. But underneath the island, something else was happening. Deep below Hashima, workers spent hours mining coal beneath the seabed. Miles of tunnels stretched under the ocean floor. The island existed for one reason: coal. That coal helped power Japan's industrial rise. Factories, ships, modern cities. Everything above ground depended on what came from below it. And for decades, the system worked. Hashima looked unstoppable, permanent, like the future itself had been engineered into concrete. But the island had one problem. Its entire existence depended on a single resource. Then the world changed. Oil slowly replaced coal, and almost overnight, Hashima stopped making sense. The mines became unprofitable. The future Japan once built here suddenly belonged to the past. In 1974, Mitsubishi officially shut the mine down, and after decades of constant life, people began leaving. Families boarded boats, apartments emptied, schools closed, windows stayed dark. The island that once held thousands of people started turning silent.
What makes Hashima unsettling isn't that it was abandoned. Cities disappear all the time. It's how much of it still remains. Televisions, classrooms, stairwells, broken apartments slowly collapsing beside the sea. The concrete survived longer than the civilization that needed it. Nature started pushing back. Salt water corroded steel. Typhoons cracked buildings apart. Plants forced through abandoned rooftops. And today, walking through Hashima feels less like exploring ruins and more like discovering a city paused in the middle of its life. Hashima Island feels impossible because modern civilization usually spreads forward forever. Cities grow, technology improves, people expand. But Hashima moved in the opposite direction. A place once designed to represent progress became obsolete within a single generation. And maybe that's why the island still fascinates people now, because the buildings are a reminder that entire systems can disappear faster than we expect, even the ones that once looked permanent.
Today, Hashima still stands in the ocean, empty, silent. Concrete towers facing waves that never stop hitting the shore. The island isn't unsettling because people vanished. It's unsettling because people once believed this place was the future. And now, the future is abandoned. Would you ever live somewhere built entirely around a world that no longer exists? Places like this shouldn't exist, but they do. If you enjoyed this investigation, like the video and subscribe to Strange Ground. And if you're not ready to leave yet, another case is waiting on your screen now. Until next time, stay curious.